Hey y'all, I am Elisa and I am the Scrappy Wife behind scrappywife.com, and today I have another organizing video for you, and I want to talk about organizing all of these small pieces in your craft room, and I call these my bits and bobs. These would be the odds and ends pieces that don't quite fit into larger categories, but that still have to be organized. Brads and buttons and wooden embellishments and just general office supplies, leftover ribbon pieces, twine, all of these things need a place to live in your craft room so that you can stay organized and maximize your creative time. So I have 3 big tips for you on how to organize supplies like these, all of those tiny supplies in your craft space. Stay tuned, we'll go through all 3 and I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Let's start off with the first thing you want to do, and that is sort. I know that some crafters keep all of their little pieces kind of together in a big bin, and that is going to waste time while you're searching for what piece you are looking for. So take all of the small items and you're going to want to sort. The first way I would sort is by type. So buttons together, brads together, wooden embellishments together, things like that, paper clips. Put them by type, and then you can sort more from there. Let's get started. I suggest that after you sort it by type, the next step should be adding one more layer of organization. Type is nice, but adding more will make it even more convenient for you to find what you are looking for. Depending on the material, you might want to sort by color or by size. For instance, for these buttons, I will be sorting them by color so I can easily retrieve one that goes with a layout that I might be working on. With the wooden embellishments, obviously they are all in the same wooden color tone, so I will be sorting these by size, just depending on what I'm looking for a particular piece. All right, once you have your little bits and embellishments sorted on 2 different levels, remember first we're going to sort by type, and then we're going to sort by either size or color, perhaps even season, but 2 levels of sorting. The next step is going to be to contain it. So you cannot just have all of these floating around, and they all are going to need containers to keep them organized. So here are some ideas for some containers. First, for small groupings, this is a little jewelry plastic bag. You can buy these at any of your craft stores in the jewelry department, and they work great for containing small little groupings. So this is what I'm going to use for my buttons, for instance. They would also work for these wooden embellishment pieces, but I have a different solution for that I'll show you in just a moment. Another great way for containing your smaller embellishments would be to use jars or containers similar to this. These are mason jars that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I like these because they have a clear top, so that makes it easy to see what's inside even when you're looking over the top. And these were they're $1.99 regularly. I got them 50% off, so for $1 a piece, they make great storage containers. Another popular method for storing small embellishment items would be these plastic containers that are divided. You can buy them at a craft store. They're also available at Home Depot, and they work great, especially if you're keeping like pieces all together. So for this container to hold all of the wooden embellishments makes it easy for me to see these pieces. I could sort them even more if I wanted to, but as of right now, I can keep them sorted by size, keep them in all one container, and I know where to reach for when I am looking for my wooden embellishment pieces. Another plus to using something like this is it's easy to move this around your craft area so it can work for you. There you go. Here is another really popular tool that came out, I believe, last year from We Are Memory Keepers. It's called the Bloom, and it is designed specifically for holding all of those bits and bobs. It blooms out just like a flower. You can see, you can have all different kinds of things in here. The lower it gets, these are slightly deeper than these ones up top, but it just twists close. Let me see if I can do it right here. Twist close, and then it rests on your desktop. Perfect like that, looks beautiful. And then when you need to open it, let's see right here, here it goes, this little bloom. There it goes. So you can open it and access all of your goodies. This is a really fun tool, especially if you can keep all of your bits and bobs contained in this specific item, or maybe you go with one series. Maybe you're all about sequins, and so you fill each compartment with different sets of sequins or buttons or flowers, anything like that, that if you can group it together, that would be even better. Another popular way for storing all of your small embellishments would be to find a card catalog. This one I actually purchased at a vintage store in Luckett's, Virginia, but I've seen them on eBay, and you can keep checking the thrift stores around you. Also at Home Depot, they have similar setups, but obviously made in plastic and metal, intended for tools, but you can always paint it or decorate it to fit your needs. Here's an example of one of those Home Depot tool organizers, and it's called a tool small parts organizer. And as you can see, it's gray, made to hold things like screws, but I covered it with decorative scrapbook paper, have labels, and this holds all of my office supplies. Again, they're sorted, they're labeled, easy to find. Here's another example of how I contain different smaller embellishments, and these are baskets from the Dollar Tree. Usually come 3 for $1, and I use them to sort new ephemera pieces that I'm working with. I shared this idea a couple weeks ago when I was talking about organizing your ephemera pieces, but the same thing goes for your smaller embellishments. This is one of those iris scrapbook cases, 12 by 12, and inside I used a template from the Silhouette Design Studio to cut out these little boxes that fit perfectly inside, which would be great for organizing larger chipboard letters like this. You could organize them by color or by letter, which would be fabulous. This particular design, which I will link below from Silhouette Studio, actually comes with a top that you can make that slides on it. So you could close these up, still have them contained, labeled on the top, and it would be all organized with all of your bits and bobs. The last tip that I have for you when it comes to your small embellishments, your bits and bobs, is not only do you want to sort it and contain it, but you also want to group it. So you can see here, for instance, I have all of these buttons sorted, contained in their own individual bags, but then I additionally put it in another container that will group those together so that I know all my buttons are in one place. Same thing goes for this glitter. Obviously I didn't sort it, but it's all contained in its own individual containers and grouped in one larger bin. Same thing here with confetti and with wooden embellishment pieces. This is one of my favorite bins from IKEA. I have a whole video talking about IKEA kitchen organization. You can see it works really well for containing smaller containers like this. So if I had a big sequin collection, or perhaps you are a beader, you can see that you can have them all in one place. When it's contained in one larger container, it's easy to bring it over to your workspace or pull it out from your desk and have them all there. If all of these were just floating around in my drawers or on a shelf, it'd be harder to bring it around and use it for the craft I needed it right here on my desk. One other example of items not only being contained but also grouped, these are all Felicity Jane embellishments. Lots of bits and bobs here. I like to keep my Felicity Jane things all together, so they are contained in these individual containers that I also picked up at IKEA, and then they are grouped as a brand, Felicity Jane, all in one place, so I know where to go and how to find them. Thank you so much for joining me on this craft organization video. Just a reminder, I do have an email list where every couple of weeks I send out an email newsletter that talks all about organization, gives video previews, things like that. The link to sign up for that is below, so feel free to click that. And also feel free to click the subscribe button and a thumbs up. I hope you have a fantastic day, and as always, keep it creative.